Okay, it's Friday, the 5th of January 2024. This is I'm doing well so far on keeping up with my daily journal diary. So yeah, Arthur's back today, so we're together for a week from today. And it's up to him if he wants to be in these or not, but ultimately it's my own journal, as well as kind of something to look back on a year in the life of living in a motorhome. Not much to sort of talk about today. It's been a good day. I'm sort of changes I've made in my lifestyle. I definitely think they're helping my sleep, and that's helping my sort of mental health, which is really good. I've been to I came back to Pershore today because today is the day that I'm with Arthur. So been back in Pershore. I drove back really early this morning from Malvern Hills. There's been terrible flooding around here. So all these yellow weather warnings and the latest storm coming across from North America. A lot of floods. So as I drove back through Upton today, I mean, it was pitch black because it was 5 a.m, but I could see either side of the road. These fields that aren't that close to a river were covered with water, so there'd been serious flooding. Actually, where we are now, so where we're parked, it's pitch black outside, but we're basically near Fladbury. So there's a nice spot we park here, and the river's just down behind us. And it looks like at the height of the floods, the water was right up. Like I've actually never seen the road closed off. Like, hey, there he is. I've never seen. So basically, at the moment, this is just for us. But I don't know. We could publish it on our YouTube channel later in life. So we can say anything we want, but don't say anything just that could get like anybody, that could upset anybody, just in case we do publish these on the Oxwich Adventures YouTube channel. Okay, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Okay. I'm basically doing a journal every day, so that I can record what's been good, what's been bad. I can record sort of what we've learned by living in a motorhome and the adventures that we have, and then so it's something we can look back on, and it might be something that could help other people, to inspire them to sort of get out of a house and go and adventure outside and have good family time together and try new things, basically. So that's that. So yeah, we're parked near Fladbury tonight. We would normally be heading off on a Friday to go off on an adventure, but Oxwich is a high maintenance beast, and she likes to keep going wrong. This time it's the steering rack needs to be replaced. That was due to get done last week, but there we go. The video just cut off, so for some random reason. No idea. So anyway, yeah, we so we got Chris at C&H Autos in Pershore is absolutely fantastic, and yeah, he was due to do the steering rack a couple of weeks ago, but he just couldn't for one reason or another. So we're driving back into Pershore tomorrow to get the steering rack done. We'll get the loan of a car so we can drive into Pershore town centre. We'll stay there for a few hours, go and collect Oxwich, and then we're going to head off to a campsite for the weekend. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. That is the future, and the future doesn't yet exist. So we'll just talk about now for now. So what was I saying? So yeah, so that's something else with the motorhome. A consideration is, if you get an older motorhome, I personally wanted an older motorhome because of the layout, and I couldn't really see myself spending much more than 20 grand. And I've definitely needed to spend a chunk of money, like really preparing it to live in. I mean, if I was going to go and plug in at campsites all the time, it would be a load easier, but I don't want to do that. I want to disconnect from the world and connect with the natural world and get out in the wild. So yeah, I've spent money on a diesel heater. I've done insulation. I've had, I mean, there's a whole list of things. There's been sort of, I got, what else did the top mounts needed doing. It needed 2 new front tyres. The clutch needed doing. There is other things. Maybe I should like do a list at some point of the other things that I've had to change to be aware of. But yeah, so tomorrow it's in for the steering rack. I'm really hopeful that I'm going to have a few clear months of not spending money and nothing else going wrong. My plan this year is to really cut back on the volume of things that I do, because I ended last year feeling just so overwhelmed, and getting ill was almost cathartic to sort of cleanse my body and to make me stop. And it really helped me get clarity as to what I'm going to do this year to sort of make improvements. And then today, so I actually went and worked in the office today, which I'm really enjoying. And I've also been thinking about learning the piano again, which I stopped that when I started travelling around a lot, and ultimately when the house went, I just got rid of everything I owned except for the stuff that's in the motorhome. I wanted to cleanse my life as well as wanting to cleanse myself mentally. So unfortunately I did have a digital piano, but that went with the house. So I've been doing a bit of research that there are digital pianos that will run off rechargeable batteries, also don't use much electricity. So so that could be something. And the reason I sort of felt a bit more inspired is because I think I've sort of built up enough trust with Michael, who owns the agency that run the office. He's given me some keys, so I'm actually okay to go in at different times. And they've got a stand-up proper piano in the office, so I could use that to practice on in the weeks that I'm in Pershore when Arthur's at school, as well as getting a digital piano to keep in the motorhome. So I'm going to do a bit of research about that, so that would be pretty cool. Apart from today, there's probably not a lot else to say. Yeah, it's been a good day. Been sort of getting caught up on stuff. As far as being in the motorhome, it's cold again. It's going to get proper cold. It's about 3 degrees at the moment. The temperature is going to drop a bit more. This next week is going to be another proper cold spell. But I have to say, since getting the diesel heater fitted, so the diesel heater is basically underneath where I am. The exhaust then goes outside underneath where I am. The heat comes out of these 2 holes here. Sorry, mister. These 2 holes here, and there's another pipe that goes into the bathroom. But the trouble is, it really needs the pipe work rearranging specifically for the diesel heater, because at the moment it connects into the original pipe work that is for the gas and electric heater, which is here. So unfortunately what you get is the heat is coming from the diesel heater, gets pushed into the back of the electric gas heater, and then it doesn't continue to flow then through the other pipe that goes into the bathroom. It actually heats up this diesel and gas heater quite nicely. At the moment it's okay, but if I wanted to use if I actually wanted to use the shower properly here, then I would really want to put a pipe that goes directly from the diesel heater into the bathroom to help the water evaporate out of the shower. But at the moment I'm having like a hot towel wash, do that regularly. Alternative with the Lifesaver bottle, there's a shower attachment, or I'm basically if I'm in Pershore every other week, so I go to the leisure centre and have showers there. I suppose as Arthur grows up and starts to sweat more, we're going to need to be conscious of like hygiene and that sort of stuff. So I'm considering that if we're going to keep living in the motorhome. The other issue I've got is that the shower tray, I basically found with old motorhomes, with this old motorhome, all of the plastic is brittle, so it breaks easily, and yep.
We found that out with the roof.
Do you mean the latch?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the latches of the skylight has broken off because it was just brittle basically. So, and in the shower tray had loads of cracks in it. And Dan sprayed the inside of the shower tray, but unfortunately it's rough, so it actually collects the dirt really badly, and the water won't run nicely into the drain.
Well, it collects the dirt, but not into the drain.
Well, not you don't want the dirt going in the drain. You want the water flowing into the drain, but because it's so rough, it will hold so much water. It would make the bathroom so damp. So that's the main reason I'm not actually having a shower in the shower room. But I'm asking Dan how much it would cost. There you go, something else, something else to spend money on. But it could be worthwhile. I don't know. I just need to see with anything we do now. There needs to be a really, really strong reason to want to do it. Because as we get into nicer weather, then the rivers will be cleaner. I'll start wild swimming a lot more. Arthur might be up for trying cold water dips again. You were sort of you got to a stage where every time you wanted to, but the reality of getting in the water was different.
No,
but it's taken me a good few years.
I can definitely get a dip in and go up to here or the top of my legs, but
it's enough to have a wash, isn't it? And I bathed you like I was baptising you here in this river, didn't
and I was.
Was it here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was here.
And and it was so cold for me. I was like, no, no.
Yeah, that was quite fun. But I mean,
it wasn't fun for me.
Well, but I'm proud that you've got the courage to try these things, and it's actually not if you succeed or fail, it's how hard you try. It's trying, and it's the courage to try and not worry about failing. And you've gone in the water more each time. At the moment, it's proper furniture in cold. I'll go in, but that's only after a good few years.
I might dip my toes in or splash myself.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll just I'm sort of reluctant to spend what might be 600 quid or even more to get the shower tray replaced. When I personally probably won't use the shower because I'll go into rivers and lakes and waterfalls, or I'll use the lifesaver bottle. So really, I just need to decide. We need to see how Arthur is through this next year, and then the other consideration is if we were ever to sell Oxwich, probably doing the shower tray is something that would help sell it onto other people, because other people probably would use this motorhome normally.
I never want to sell Oxwich.
I probably never want to sell Oxwich, but who knows? The thing is, with the future, is we don't know anything about the future, and it doesn't even exist yet. So who knows? Our approach to life is loads of ideas, very few plans. And by doing it that way, we're not really let down because we've not planned loads of stuff. When those things don't go ahead, we don't feel failure, and that's life. You got to be up for change, and that is what we're good with that. So that's probably it for today. The other thing we got to sort out is just here. It's a Christmas tree. Can you see it there? Yeah. That's a Christmas tree. So I've taken off the decorations. We're going to find still alive.
Still alive.
Yeah, I mean that's done really well. I've been watering it.
At my mum's house, it was just dying. It was all crinkly.
Yeah, I mean that's the only needles on the floor is what you can see there. So it's really done really well. I've been watering it. I think the good thing in a motorhome is that it's generally a lot colder than a house. And when I'm not in it and the heating's not on, then it's down to less than 10 degrees. So it's probably a good environment for it to be in. It's been getting watered. I've sort of got a different pot for it. Put some stones in the bottom of the pot so that the soil's not sitting in the water. Giving it a 500 ml of water every week. That's it. But yeah, we're going to plant it somewhere secret, somewhere that we go regularly, and then we can go back and see it. And who knows, it might die when I plant it, which is what happened to the tree we had at the house a couple of years ago. Oh no, last year. It was just last year, wasn't it? Yeah, that died once it was planted. But so we'll see. Hopefully, we can plant this, and it will go on, and it will become climate positive, whereas young trees are ultimately
at least it's giving us fresh oxygen. Well, a little bit.
Well, it depends if it's growing. No, that's the trouble with when you plant trees. It actually takes quite a few years for them to give out more oxygen to actually help climate change. So it takes quite a few years.
So is this one giving us a little bit of fresh?
I actually don't know. If that,
Okay.
the only reason it would a tree would give out oxygen is if it is photosynthesizing and growing, because it would need to take in carbon dioxide, split the carbon dioxide atom using sunlight to then keep hold of the carbon to then release the oxygen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's getting water obviously from the soil, so it's getting H2O, so it can also split off the oxygen from that, but it depends if it's growing. It might not be growing because it's in a fixed size container, so the roots might not have any room to expand, so the tree won't grow.
Tree fact.
Tree fact.
As long all the roots go to the same length as the branches.
Do they? Oh, they can't do.
Except for this one, except for potted ones.
So like a natural tree in the wild. Yeah. Yeah. that could make
Because
sense.
these, they just go more in the pot.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. We'll choose it. We'll have a chat this weekend. Decide where we're going to plant it. Somewhere that we'll go regularly, and it'll be nice to follow it
What about
its
Oxford
journey. No, because it's sandy and we don't go there that often. It'd be nice to plant it somewhere around here, wouldn't it? It needs to be. We need to plant it somewhere where it could be happy. We can't just plant it somewhere random and it's on its own. Trees are happier together.
And
So-
also with fungus, it's like a telephone box.
What?
Like if
That doesn't mean anything to anybody that doesn't know what
I
you're
know,
talking about.
I'm explaining it.
Go on then.
So if trees were people, and fungus would be telephone boxes, because
Not that anybody uses a telephone box.
I was joking.
Fungus would be a would be the mobile
Yes.
phone network that allows the trees to communicate.
Yes.
Yeah, and also the fungi, the hyphae, the fungal pipes allow trees to send water and to get water.
and
move
also
water
like
around.
know if some fungus like help trees if they're being attacked by like a caterpillar.
Well, what actually happens is one tree detects an invader, either a disease or an insect, and it says, "Holy sausages, this isn't good. Right, I'm going to let the other trees in my family know." So it sends chemicals through the fungal pipes, the hyphae, and then that's received by the other trees. It also sends electrical signals, basically the same as how humans, a neuron communicates with another neuron.
Do you know a plant doesn't have like a brain, but it does use electrical signals like nerves.
Yeah, that's what I just was saying. Yeah, they'll send, but with plants communicating through fungi, electrical signals travel a lot slower, I believe, than the chemicals that are sent from tree to tree. It's all pretty amazing. Anyway, so that's probably it for today. So yeah, we'll keep going with these. I'm enjoying doing them so far. And yeah, anything you want to say about living in the motorhome today?
It's hard.
It's hard. What's hard about it?
That you could easily run out of electricity or water or gas off your any second.
Well, not really any second. How often have we run out of electricity?
When we had the old battery.
Yeah, but that's exactly why. Since everything's been updated, have we ever run out of electricity?
No.
Right.
This is our third battery.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a battery that came with it. It was the old one. Then I paid money to have a new leisure battery, but of the old variety, and this is the lithium-ion battery. But yeah, with this setup, it's been good. We have to be very, very conscious. We can't just leave all the lights on and do whatever we want. But that is exactly why we're living in this motorhome. It's forcing us to be hyper good. It's forcing us to waste less and consume less.
Have we, since we got the new battery, have we not gone like below 0.5% of the battery?
No, because it's about changing our lifestyle to know that we can't just be wasteful. With water, I could go and get more water now, but it's dark. But if we really, really needed to, I could take the Lifesaver jerry can and go and fill up with water. That Lifesaver jerry can's definitely given us complete freedom. We don't have to, without the jerry can and using any wild water, we would have to go to a campsite, but we don't need to do that.
Or
So-
use a water tank, which would be a risk because the pipes would easily freeze.
Exactly, but we don't need to do that. So we've got the jerry can, which gives us freedom. But
Is that tilting?
but yeah, it is important to feel that feeling. It isn't an easy life, but my feeling is that things in life that are easy are probably bad, either for us or for climate change and our future. The stuff that's easy, what humans have tried to do over the last couple of generations, is to take shortcuts, to make things easy, like processed foods and microwave meals and pills to try and stop disease.
Well,
None of that.
People need pills to survive longer.
Yeah, but most of the time, none of that addresses the actual problem. And there are so many things that we can all do to improve our future, to improve climate change, and to improve our health by changing things in our lifestyle well before we ever need pharmaceuticals or medical treatments. And that is the point of this lifestyle. It's not as easy as being in a lovely home, flicking a switch or running a tap or consuming whatever we want. But life mustn't be that easy. The reason we're in the mess we're in now is because life has become, for many of us, too easy. And we take for granted what is easily accessible. Just because it's easily accessible, it doesn't mean we should access things and have things whenever we want. There should be limits, and living in a motorhome forces us to be conscious of the limits to electricity, to water, to food, to heating, to everything, to the stuff we keep. So, yeah, it's supposed to be a bit more difficult. But that's the plan for this year, is to start getting used to the stuff we've already been working out and starting last year. So that's it for this one. Hopefully we'll do another one tomorrow.